meteorologist Chris Mulkey, and today we're going to learn about tornadoes. We're going to learn about how they form, some facts and figures, but first we have to start off with our tornado tube. So to do this at home, you need two 2-liter bottles of soda, or what once was soda, or whatever was inside. You can also use a 1 liter, but you also need one of these. This is called a tornado tube. So as you can see, you have two ends that you can screw either the 1 liter or the 2-liter bottle in, but there's a small hole in the middle. If you don't have one of these, it's usually a couple bucks. You can actually use a washer and some duct tape with the two 2-liters, or again, 1 liter bottle. Also, when you're doing this, make sure that you're going to be taking off this little plastic ring, or else it's not going to work and you're not going to be able to screw it all the way down. So to make these, just fill up one with water, and then simply screw the other one on top. This is always a really fun experiment. This is my favorite thing as a kid. Once I got one of these, I did it for hours, I swear. You turn it upside down and, nothing happened. Well, this is actually really interesting. What's happening right now is the air pressure in the bottle, we learned about air pressure last week, is pressing up on the water going down. So it's in equilibrium. But if we do a twirl like this, watch what happens. It's going to eventually start to make that funnel. So there's your tornado in a bottle, and look at how quickly it's going down. If you didn't have that centrifugal force, which is going to be it rotating, it would take forever for that water to be able to flow through. And this is something super cool. I love doing this, and I even made one with soap. So what this is going to do is you're going to be able to demonstrate what's happening a little bit more. So this one, by the way, I think I put too much soap in this, so you want to be cautious with that. But the same thing's going to happen, but you're going to be able to see the soap act a little bit more. You can almost see those outer winds that would be the tornado, but also look here on the bottom, that air is trying to go up, meanwhile the water is going down, so you can see the natural flow of the water to the air in the bottle. So that's that tornado tube. But how do actual tornadoes form? Let's learn about it.
Tornadoes. This is the most deadly phenomenon that's going to come from a severe thunderstorm warning. On average, the United States receives over 1,200 tornadoes per year. Meanwhile, North Carolina averages 31 per year. South Carolina averages 27 per year. But let's talk how they form. Heat and rising moisture form a cumulus cloud. We've talked about this in previous weather schools. Well, this is going to continue to grow in the vertical. Rain's going to start to fall. Ice starts to form. That could eventually lead to hail. And then lightning also begins. This is also forming the updraft. That quick, moving, rising, moist air will intensify, getting stronger and stronger, supporting the elevated moisture and also the support of this stronger thunderstorm. This is also going to produce a downdraft, and that downdraft is going to be producing some of those gusty winds. A severe thunderstorm, by the way, is when wind gusts are about 58 miles per hour or more. But there's something else that can happen. There can also be a rotating storm. If it rotates, this is called a supercell, and tornadoes are possible. Let's talk a little bit more about how they form.
So how do tornadoes form? In this demonstration, I'm using a tennis ball attached to some twine. So in the upper atmosphere, when conditions are favorable for a tornado to form, we have what's called wind shear. In this case, that means we're going to have faster winds above and then weaker winds below. That's going to allow a rotating column of air along the ground, like this. Those stronger winds are causing this rotation in the ground. Now, when we have a thunderstorm, that warm and moist air will continue to rise. It'll continue to rise even more, taking this rotation with it. But the stronger that this storm gets, eventually it's going to be taking the full rotation of the storm. When you have a rotating thunderstorm, this is called a supercell. And at that point, we have a 30% chance for a tornado to form.
Here's how it forms. Just as we were demonstrating outside, surface winds are weaker than the stronger winds aloft. With that stronger elevated wind gusts, you can see that rotating column of air forms. Once a thunderstorm continues to rise up, that's going to shift that rotating column of air. After a while, that shift eventually is going to turn vertical, and you're going to be seeing a rotating storm. At this point, what we were saying earlier, that's that supercell. Supercells are the most dangerous of thunderstorms, and as you can see, that rotation eventually could lead to a wall cloud. That wall cloud could be rotating, and at that point, a tornado is coming next. Now, it needs to be contacting with the ground. Once it makes contact with the ground, it's officially a tornado. If it hasn't yet made contact with the ground, it's a funnel cloud. Keep in mind, a wall cloud can be just as dangerous, meaning that's still a very strong thunderstorm. There's also the enhanced Fujita scale. The enhanced Fujita scale is basing with the amount of wind gusts that we have per level to show how much damage could be done. The lowest level is an EF0 with winds at 65 to 85 miles per hour. Once you get up to EF2, that means that the winds are strong enough to even move the vehicle in your driveway. The strongest, the most deadly tornadoes, that is less than 0.1% occurrence, is the EF5 with wind gusts over 200 miles per hour. That's even strong enough to peel pavement off the grounds. Historically, we've seen a lot of tornadoes across the Carolinas, but we've never had an EF5 tornado. Lots of EF0s and EF1s, which take up a majority of the tornadoes that we typically see across the area. Just keep in mind, the Carolinas, especially this time of year, are especially active with severe thunderstorms that could produce some rotation. But really, any time of year, you could see a tornado. Tornadoes per month in North Carolina. On average, only about one across the state is expected, but as we knew what happened on February 6th, we had 5 reports of them. Really, April and May is going to be our peak, so we're right in the peak of our tornado season.
So it's very important that you and your family find a tornado-safe place. You want to find the most interior part of your house that has no windows, such as a bathroom or a closet. You need to know where this place is if a tornado warning is going to be affecting your home.
Whenever you have a tornado warning, it means you have to take action. A tornado is imminent. You need to take shelter immediately. A tornado watch, that means you need to be prepared. Conditions are favorable, not yet happening, but could happen at some time over the next 6 to 12 hours.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, some great demonstrations there about how dangerous tornadoes are. And one of the most important things Chris just ended with there is make sure you have a plan. This is something you can do during our stay-at-home order. Go in your house. If you're a child watching right now, you're in charge. This could be your mission for the next couple of weeks. Start looking around your house. Do it today, do it tomorrow. What is the best location? An interior room away from the outside walls and windows on the lowest floor. Closets are great, pantries, half baths. Our house, it's a closet underneath our stairs, and everyone in the house has to know. So you need to make sure your parents, your siblings, make sure even the pets know that that's where you're going to go. The other thing is get a helmet. If you have a bike helmet, skateboard helmet, football helmet, I don't care, any kind of helmet, put it in that room. As Chris just said, when there's a tornado watch issued, we know conditions are favorable. The day that we know there could be a tornado watch, I tell my family and my kids, get your helmets, put them in the closet, clean that space out, put a flashlight there and get ready. So then when a warning is issued, nobody has to think about it. You can go right to that safe room and be ready.